Welcome to the Old Time Radio Superman Show and a special Memorial Day double episode. As we left, we got some complication here. The Egyptian was about to kidnap Tumbleweed Jones, and now we've got a whispering voice in the room. So, a lot to work out, and we're going to get right into it. Before I do get started, I do want to encourage you to check out our website, lasersword.adamsweb.us, where you get serial fiction told in the 21st century, and I think you are going to definitely enjoy it. So go to lasersword.adamsweb.us and check out our latest offerings. We have new stories just posted in the last week. Order of the Sword, Rise of the Judge, and also Tales of the Dim Night. But let's go ahead and we will get started now with The Black Pearl of Osiris, Part 8.
Presenting the transcription feature, Superman! Guys, look! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman! And now, Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who fights a never-ending battle against crime and injustice, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper. The weird and baffling mystery surrounding Sidney Rycroft, the British explorer, and the sacred black pearl of the Egyptian god Osiris is taxing to the full even the powers of Superman. One phase of the problem was solved when, in our last episode, Clark Kent discovered that the real Sidney Rycroft is actually a woman, that the man who pretended to be Rycroft is an imposter. Unknown to Kent, back at his apartment, Tumbleweed Jones was in the power of the Egyptian fanatic Humi, who, pistol in hand, was about to force Tumbleweed to go with him to his hideout. However, our mystery took a strange twist just then, for as Humi and Tumbleweed were about to leave the apartment, the lamp on the table was suddenly smashed to bits. And out of the darkness came a whisper. Listen.
Stop your gun, Randy, and stop it quickly.
Duffer and Coyote.
That voice, that whisper. Who are you? I'm Gold, the whisperer. Now stop your gun, stop it.
I reckon it's how you better drop it, Effendi.
Yeah.
This here's getting to be regular three-ring circus. Me, I've seen many a rodeo, but nothing can tie this for excitement. Whisperer, who are you? How come you to show up at just the right minute?
Because I reached you and died. That you left here with this man, Homie. Your friends would never have seen you again.
Yeah, I kind of suspected that. Now, Whisperer, maybe you tell me how come I've suddenly become so all-fired important to so many people. In that dark closet there's another fellow that was holding me up before this here Oriental stepped in and held him up. In that other closet's my young friend Jimmy. I'd kind of like to let him loose.
Certainly. Open that closet door.
With pleasure. Come on out, little laughing squirrel.
Gee, thanks, Tumbleweed. Kind of stuffy in there. Say, what's happened? What's going wrong with the light?
Ask no questions, Jimmy. There's no time for the answers.
Holy mackerel. What was that?
I'll tell you later, Jim. Right now, I reckon we'd better do like the Whisperer says. Just one thing, though, Whisperer.
Yes.
The way I figure this thing, there are two people, or two groups of people, that are sure all fired anxious to get their hands on me. And one group is Egyptian, and the other group appears to be American. Now, how come I'm so important? What have I got that they want?
If I were to tell you, you wouldn't believe me. It's so fantastic. But this I will tell you. Your life is in grave danger. Your presence here endangers your friends. You must leave the city at once. The farther you get from Metropolis, the better.
Well, look here now.
Enough we waste time.
Whisper.
Yes, Homie.
What do you plan to do?
Within an hour, you and the gentleman in the closet will be behind bars. Tumbleweed.
Yeah?
Pick up that telephone, call police headquarters. Tell the police to come as quickly as possible.
Okay. I'll just snap on these lights overhead.
Now, don't play the fool, Tumbleweed. I'm here to help you. Leave the lights off. Pick up that phone and do as I tell you quickly.
Better do as the whisperer says, Tumbleweed.
I reckon. Yeah, operator. Get me police headquarters right away.
So, Whisperer, you plan to turn me over to the police?
It's the easiest way of getting rid of you.
There is an easier way.
If there is, I don't know it.
You may not know it, but I know. Look out, the window. He's heading to the window.
Oh, Dad Buster, Where's that gun he dropped?
No.
Dang it all.
At least the police can arrest the other man in the closet. And the Egyptian homie. Who can tell? I may be able to get him before he gets you.
You mean to say you... Hello? Police headquarters? Just a minute, please. Well, what'll I tell him, Whisperer? A Whisperer.
Looks like the Whisperer's gone, Tumbleweed.
Gone, but... Hello? This here a policeman I'm talking to? Well, now, looky here. This is Tumbleweed Jones talking. Yeah, who's kidding? That's my name. Now, listen. The dad-burnedest, orneryest kind of tomfoolery going on out here, and I want you to cover up those.
You say, Tumbleweed, that the police came up and took this man they called Sleepy Sam down to headquarters?
That's right, Kent. Half an hour ago, this here apartment of yourn was just filled with policemen. Never did see so many.
Well, we sure had some excitement while you were down at the office. Gosh, Mr. Kent, ever since we met that Miss Rycroft, we've sure been in a mess.
You're right about that. One thing I'm sure of at last, though. The girl, wherever she may be, is the real Sidney Rycroft. The man is nothing but an imposter.
Then what are we waiting for? Get hold of that ornery cayuse and find out why he was pretending to be the real Sidney Rycroft.
Can't do it, Tumbleweed, till I find him. He checked out of his hotel without giving any forwarding address. But he'll turn up again. Don't you worry about that.
No, sir. I ain't going to worry about it because I ain't going to be here.
What do you mean, Tumbleweed?
Kent, little laughing squirrel, old Tumbleweed's leaving you. I'm going back to the ranch.
Tumbleweed?
Can't help it. I didn't want to tell you, but ever since I got here, I've been homesick. Haven't had a chance to shoot a arrow in days. Ain't ridden no horse. Then this here mess about Miss Rycroft and the sacred Black Pearl and Egyptians and gangsters. I'm getting kind of tired of that, too. Now, you don't need me around here. I don't appear to have been no kind of help to you. So reckons how I'll just mosey along back to Comanche Joe's ranch.
Oh, gosh, Tumbleweed. I sure hate to see you go.
It goes for me, too, Tumbleweed.
Oh, all right, then. I'll tell you. That there Whisperer told me that as long as I hung around here, my life and both of yours would be in danger. That means as long as I'm around you fellas, I'm only making trouble for you. So I'm going to remove myself from these here parts.
I can't understand why they're after you, whoever they are. You've certainly done nothing. Mr. Kent, have you any idea why they'd want to get a hold of Tumbleweed?
No, Jim. I haven't the slightest idea. Well, Tumbleweed, if you've really made up your mind about leaving, I'll get your train tickets right away.
I ain't going by no train, Kent.
What?
I'm so all-fired anxious to get back to the ranch, I'm going to take a plane. Yes, sir. And the quicker I get up there among all them little fleecy clouds where everything's quiet...
Give your name, please, when you come aboard. Your name, please?
Tumbleweed Jones.
Seat 10, sir.
Come on, Jim. We'll have time to talk a bit before this here sky cayuse takes off.
Okay, Tumbleweed. Hey, I wonder why Mr. Kent isn't here.
Got held up at the office, I reckon. But he'll make it all right. Say, I wouldn't leave without saying goodbye to Kent. Well, here's my seat. Right over the wing. Now, ain't that nice?
It sure is. I wish I was going with you, Tumbleweed.
I wish you was too, son. But come summertime, you can come out and visit me at the ranch. Well, now, reckons how I'll just fill up this old pipe of mine and have a smoke before we take off.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am?
Smoking is not permitted while the plane is on the ground. However, there's some chewing gum in that little compartment to the right of you, if you care to chew.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I reckon I would. Seems how you've been so kind. Here, have some fun.
Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome, ma'am. Have some chewing gum, Jim?
Oh, no thanks, Tumbleweed. But you go ahead.
Reckon how I will. Kind of small pieces to give you. Should have brought some chewing tobacco with me, and then
Something wrong?
Why, Jim, son, looky here. There's something wrote inside the wrapper of this chewing gum.
There is. Let's see. Do not take this plane. Get off before it is too late. And it's signed The Whisperer.
Suffering coyote.
Suppose that means anything, Tumbleweed?
Plane taking off. All visitors must leave.
Tumbleweed, what are you going to do about it?
I don't know, Jim. Concern it. I don't want to get off in this plane. I want to get back to the ranch as quick as I can.
What's that message from the Whisperer?
Oh, hang the Whisperer. Hang this whole damn-burned mystery. I'm going back to Comanche Joe's ranch where it's peaceful and quiet, and I'm going now.
Time to leave, please. Plane taking off.
Go on, Jim. Better move.
But Tumbleweed...
Do like I tell you now. Move.
Okay. So long, Tumbleweed.
So long,
Hope I'll
Jim.
be seeing you next summer.
You will. Don't forget to ride.
I won't.
This way, young man. Better hurry. Right out this door here.
okay, but why you picked me to cover a dog show in Eastchester? Yeah, I know, but... Okay, I'll do it. Well, that doesn't beat anything I've ever seen.
What's wrong, Kent?
Oh, White gets me on the phone and talks for half an hour. I was supposed to see Tumbleweed Jones off at the airport. His plane left 15 minutes ago. Oh, well, can't be helped, I suppose.
Mr. Kent.
Jimmy, I thought you were at the airport. How'd you get here so quickly?
I took a taxi. Mr. Kent, something's wrong. I know it.
What?
Just before the plane took off, Tumbleweed got a message from the Whisperer.
The Whisperer?
He warned him to get off the plane, that something would happen if he didn't.
Well, did he get off?
No, Mr. Kent. He said he...
Wait a minute. Hello, Clark Kent speaking.
Mr. Kent, this is the Whisperer.
Well...
Don't talk, just listen. Something, I don't know what, is going to happen to the plane Tumbleweed Jones.
You sure?
Yes. I don't know what'll happen, but something definitely will. I don't know what you can do about it yet, but something had better be done. Radio the plane to land. Anything.
How do you know something is going to happen?
Never mind that. I've done all I can, Kent. It's up to you now. Goodbye, and good luck.
Who was it, Mr. Kent?
No one you'd be interested in, Jim. I've got to leave. I got a story to cover.
But the plane, Mr. Kent, Tumbleweed.
Nothing to worry about. See you later.
Oh, I've certainly never seen him act that way about a friend.
Well, this is my starting place, the roof. I wish I knew what was going to happen to that plane so I could be prepared for it. I've got a feeling the Whisperer, whoever he may be, knows what he's talking about, so I'd better follow that plane and keep an eye on it. Hope I'm not too late. Now to change to Superman, and then up, and away!
What danger threatens our friend Tumbleweed in the plane? Will Superman be in time to save him from it? The mystery surrounding Miss Sidney Rycroft and the Black Pearl of Osiris is rapidly drawing to a close. Don't fail to hear the next exciting episode of our story with Superman.
And remember, tune in the next thrilling installment of the transcription feature, Superman.
Up in the sky! Look! It's a plane! It's a plane! It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
Welcome back. A lot of suspense in that episode. Whisperer, another interesting character. Whoever the writers of the show were very good at creating some kind of interesting and amusing side characters. Which, you know, I don't know if the main characters were even as interesting. They tended to act in ways that forward the plot, regardless of any preconceived idea of personality. But I can hardly wait to find out what's going to happen to this plane. A whole lot of mystery going on, and we're going to get some answers. Let's go ahead right now, and without any more comment from me, here is The Black Pearl of Osiris, Part 9.
Presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
The sky! Look! It's a plane! It's a plane! It's Superman!
And now, Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who fights a never-ending battle against crime and injustice, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper. The strange mystery surrounding Miss Sidney Rycroft, British explorer, and the sacred Black Pearl of Osiris is rapidly drawing to a close. For some unknown reason, Tumbleweed Jones, close friend of Jimmy and Clark Kent, has become deeply involved in the mystery. Two groups of people, one of them headed by the Egyptian fanatic Humi, are anxious to get hold of Tumbleweed, though none of our friends knows why. In our last episode, we heard how Tumbleweed was saved from Humi by a mysterious, unseen character called the Whisperer. Tumbleweed, having decided to return to the West by plane, received a message from the Whisperer warning him against taking the plane. Tumbleweed, however, did not heed the warning. As our last episode ended, Clark Kent received a telephone message from the Whisperer telling him that Tumbleweed was in grave danger. Throwing off his disguise as Clark Kent, Superman immediately took to the air to reach the plane as quickly as possible. Listen.
I should pick up the plane Tumbleweed's riding in any minute now. Hope I'm not too late. Though what danger threatens old Tumbleweed, I haven't the slightest idea. The mystery of that sacred Black Pearl seems to be getting more and more complicated. Although I do have some idea of how that trick in the theater was worked. Got to find out about that as soon as possible.
hardly any doubt that whoever pulled the rather neat trick wanted to convince me that Miss Sidney Rycroft simply did not exist. Oh, what? Hello. There's the plane up ahead. They turned the lights on. It's almost twilight. Well, it looks as if I'm in time. Surely from the looks of things, nothing has happened to the plane as yet. Well, I'll just glide down, land on the plane's fuselage, and hang on until something does happen. And when it does, I'll be ready for it.
Well, I got the radio beam now, Bob.
Good. We'll ride that into St. Louis. Better check on the weather west of St. Louis, Duke.
Okay. Sure is beautiful flying weather this far.
Yeah.
Flight 7 calling ground station at St. Louis. Flight 7 calling ground station at St. Louis. Flight 7 calling ground station.
Go ahead, 7.
150 miles out of Metropolis, 150. Riding beam into St. Louis. Give me the dope west of St. Louis, will you?
Perfect weather. Ceiling unlimited. Visibility unlimited. Slight southerly wind. Okay?
Okay.
Give my regards to Maxwell.
I will, Charlie. So long. Charlie sends his regards.
Yeah, he always does.
By George, Bob, I've yet to see such flying weather. Look at that sky. Clear as clear could be. Beautiful sunset, too.
Yeah.
Gosh, there's nothing like being an airline pilot and... Hey, what was that?
Sounded like something landed on the fuselage just above us.
Yeah, probably hit a high-flying bird or something. Hey, remember the time we ran into those Canada geese going south?
Boy, can I ever forget it. Say, did you get a load of the cowboy flying with us on this trip?
Oh, I'll say. His name's Tumbleweed.
Yeah.
Some character.
Yeah. I stopped to talk with him on the way in.
Yeah?
He was waxing a bowstring on what he called the dad-burnedest lemonwood bow he ever saw. Went on to tell me it's got a 48-pound pull and can bring down a deer at 60 yards.
No.
Then he offered me some fudge.
Well, did you take it?
I sure did. Here, have some.
Yeah, thanks. Say, this fudge is pretty good.
Yeah.
Kind of tastes...
Yeah? Kind of tastes like what?
Wait a minute. Looks like another plane to me. Coming out of the south. Headed right across our path.
Where, Duke?
Look, just follow my finger.
My Christopher, you're right. Coming fast, too.
Yeah.
Seems to be on a level with us. You better throttle down a bit.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Look, Bobby's climbing. I guess he saw us in time. He kept coming. We'd have had trouble avoiding him.
I'll say. What the devil is he doing now?
He's circling around. Bob, you know, if I was back in World War days, I'd swear he was angling for a shot at us.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of that, too, Duke. Hang him, I wish he'd get out of
Hey,
here.
wait a minute. Look, he's diving toward us.
Fool. There's no time or place for stunts. Bless these amateur pilots.
He's coming straight at us. Bob, what'll we do?
I'm banking, and I'm banking right now. Passengers are going to be scared to death. You better get back there, Duke.
Wait a minute. What? He's right on your tail, Bob. He's following us. That's what he's doing. Look, he's diving at us. Like he's going to fire at us.
He is firing at us.
Oh, my arm. I've got a bullet through the arm.
Well, I'll be a Bob.
Bob, what's it mean? What's that fool trying to do? Is he out of his mind? Is he gone crazy?
So that's it. That's the danger that threatens Tumbleweed. Someone's trying to shoot down this plane so he can get his hands on him, dead or alive. Now, that burst of machine gun fire didn't do much damage, but that plane that did it is circling to come in and try it again. Well, there's no doubt that here's the time for Superman to take a hand. Up, and away! Here he comes in a power dive. Well, I'll do a little power diving myself before he can reach Tumblewood's plane. A power dive right into the propeller of his plane. There I go. Right into the propeller. That does it. Blast him. He's plunging down in a dive. They can't pull out of it. He's finished. Finished. Now the plane Tumbleweed's in will have to land. Her motors have been hit. He won't have any trouble, though. I'd better follow the attacker down and find out what I can. Down. Back. Now to land beside her and save the pilot if I can. He came in almost to a pancake landing. If I'm in time, I'll be able to... What? Fire. Her tanks have gone up. Gotta work fast. Open the door to the cabin.
Oh, you're
All right.
up there.
I got you.
Up there.
Hold on to me. I'll have you out of here in a jiffy. There we are.
Now then, mister, who hired you?
Huh?
Why did you try to shoot down that airliner?
Hired by Egyptian.
Egyptian, eh?
The man called Humi. Said, bring plane down. Down it. Flame.
An Egyptian. A man named Humi.
Yeah, he...
He's fainted. That's all the information I'll get out of him. Well, anyway, I've saved Tumbleweed and the other passengers in that plane. Undoubtedly, they'll all be brought back to Metropolis. Well, it looks as if Tumbleweed's going to be with us a lot longer than we thought.
Where's this taxi cab taking us, Mr. Kent?
The three of us, Jim, you, Tumbleweed, and myself, are going to solve tonight the mystery of the theater in which we saw the great Gambini perform.
Kent, you got me into this taxi under false pretense. You said you was going to show me something exciting.
Well, and so I am.
Yeah, but you didn't say it had anything to do with this here now mystery. After that airplane company brought me back to Metropolis, I said I'd stay a little while longer in the company of you and little Laughing Squirrel, just as long as I didn't get mixed up in no more mystery.
Well, there won't be any mystery tonight, Tumbleweed. As a matter of fact, if I'm right about the way I figured this thing out, you're going to see an explanation of the mystery.
What are you going to do, Mr. Kent?
Well, Jim, just let me refresh your memory. Not long ago, you and I, in the company of Miss Sidney Rycroft, went to the theater to see a performance for the great Gambini.
Oh, you don't have to refresh my memory, Mr. Kent. Gambini called Miss Rycroft onto the stage, put her in a black box, and made both the box and Miss Rycroft disappear.
Yeah. And the way you fellas tell the story, you went backstage to find out what had happened to Miss Rycroft and found an old watchman back there who said the theater hadn't been used in 20 years.
Uh-huh.
He also told you that there hadn't been no performance in the theater that night, and that whatever you thought you saw was pure imagination.
That's right, Tumbleweed. Jim and I insisted on investigating, and it appeared to us as if the watchman was right. The entire theater was covered with dust and cobwebs. The curtain was in shreds and tatters. It certainly looked as if Jim and I had imagined we saw a performance by the great Gambini.
Oh, but we couldn't have imagined it, Mr. Kent. I remember it all so distinctly. You and me going up to visit Miss Rycroft at her hotel and finding that Egyptian dagger stuck in the door of her room.
Uh-huh.
Then her inviting us to go and see the great Gambini. We couldn't have imagined all that.
No, and we didn't. I've thought about it and thought about it, Jimmy. And I believe I've got the answer to the riddle at last. If I'm right, then the major part of this mystery will be solved.
What do you mean, Kent?
I mean, Tumbleweed, that, one, we've settled to our own satisfaction that Sidney Rycroft, the British explorer, is actually a woman. And once we've solved the mystery of the theater, there'll be only three questions that need answering.
What are they, Mr. Kent?
One, where is Miss Sidney Rycroft now? Two, who is the man who pretended he was Sidney Rycroft? And three, where is the sacred black pearl of Osiris?
Yeah, and four, why in tarnation's everybody after me? What have I got that they want?
I think I've got the answer to that one, too, Tumbleweed. Though I'd rather not say at this moment. Oh, well, here we are at the theater.
Gosh, I sure am excited. I've been dying to know the answer to this part of the mystery. How we could sit in an audience and watch a magician perform, and then 15 minutes later discover that there hadn't been any performance at all. Well...
How much do I owe you, driver?
65 cents.
All right, here you are.
Well, there's the theater right in front of us where we saw the great Gambini. I'm not dreaming or imagining things now, am I, Mr. Kent? That really is the theater, isn't it?
That's the theater, all right, Jim.
How you going to get in? Looks all closed up.
I've got a key to the front door.
A key?
Uh-huh.
How on earth did you get a key to the front door?
I'll explain that all later. Well, Jim, Tumbleweed, there's the theater. In less time than it takes to tell it, provided, of course, I figured this thing out correctly, we'll all know the answer to the mystery of the theater that disappeared. And now, gentlemen, shall we enter?
What is the solution to the strange mystery of the theater that disappeared? Why is Tumbleweed's life sought after by the Egyptian named Humi and apparently a group of other people? Will Clark Kent as Superman solve the complete mystery and see his friends safely through this baffling adventure? Be sure to hear the next episode of our thrilling story with Superman.
And remember, tune in the next thrilling installment of the transcription feature, Superman.
Up in the sky! Look! It's a plane! It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
Welcome back. You ever feel like you're getting strung along for another couple episodes just to satisfy the whims of the writers? Well, that's kind of how we're thinking right now. But they've got quite a few interesting questions we're going to get some answers to. And so I can hardly wait. Join us on Wednesday, and you'll get to find out what happens in Part 10 as they begin the unraveling work. All right, well, that is going to be all for today. I encourage you to, again, check out our website, lasersword.adamsweb.us. Go to our store, lulu.com/lasersword. You got any comments, feel free to email me, adam@adamsweb.us. And please, if you enjoy the show, cast your vote for us at Podcast Alley. For now, though, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.